just start with our session. So yesterday we have seen some theory related to disconnection oriented architecture. So we'll see program for that, an example. Okay, so I will just explain one more time what we have discussed yesterday. Okay, then I will just go with the thing. Okay, so what are the drawbacks with connection oriented architecture? I will just explain. This is uh, today my system is not even in this in my notes. Okay, so first point. See, in connection-oriented architecture, if user fails to close the connection, so first thing what we are doing there, we are opening the connection, we are closing the connection. If user fails to close the connection, then what will happen? The connection will remain open and the number of connections will increase. That will increase the burden on the server. That means the performance will automatically decrease. Okay, see, for example, for example, if your phone has uh, uh, 4 GB capacity, okay, so you don't have any photos, you don't have any applications, you don't have anything in your phone. What is your phone capacity? 4 GB only. Okay, so now what happened? You started taking some photos, you kept 100 photos. Now that filled 1 GB. Now people tell me, will the system performance will affect or not? So if you compare, so like when there was nothing in your phone and 1 GB memory you have used, obviously the performance will affect. Similarly, if you used 2 GB, then what will happen? Little more performance will decrease. 3 GB and 4 GB, then what will happen? The system will become very much slow. Agree with me? So the system will become very much slow. So that means what is happening? The burden on the server is increasing because the maximum capacity reached there. That is the reason. Similarly, for example, for our database connections also, there will be limitation. Like for 1 hour, you can connect up to some 500 users, 600. See, not 500, 600. Just I'm giving an example. So some 10,000 user or 1 lakh user or something. Then what will happen? Whenever the user count is increasing gradually because we failed to close the connection. So because we failed to close the connection, due to that, what happened there? Due to that, what happened there? So the number of open connection got increased the number of open connection got increased, and that connections will be remain same. Because of this scenario, what will happen? So the burden on the server got increased. Connection oriented and disconnection oriented architecture. But what will happen? So we need to well planned and properly planned coding with all the standards. Then what will happen? See, if you properly open and close the connection, then what will happen? Simple. You don't get any issues, right? Okay. Then why this disconnection oriented architecture? So this is one type of concept. That is one concept. So in real time, whenever we have requirement for disconnection oriented, we'll go for it. Whenever we have requirement for connection oriented, we'll go for it. See, I'm seeing so many people are joining now. It's 6:10 now. So at 6 o'clock, we are starting the class sharp, and I'm joining at 6, and I'm waiting for 2-3 minutes. The people who are joining at 6 o'clock can see me, yes or no. So I'm joining at 6 or 6:1 or 6 to max. So guys, please join immediately 6 o'clock so that we can start by 6:01. Why should we waste 3-4 minutes or 5 minutes of time? Please, it's my request. So punctuality is the most important thing. So time sense. So that's what people used to say. Indians a lack of time sense or something. People used to. So people are saying. So that's the reason when my father was in 10 years or 15 years or something, India was developing country. And when I was 5 or 6 years, India was still developing country. After 2-3 years or 5 years or 6 years, if I have kids, or if they also grown up for 5 years or 6 years, then also people will sell, and their kids also 5 years or 6 years. Why? Because so people don't follow anything, but people need everything. Okay, so this should for everything. See, we should have some basic time sense. So why? Because so when we are working in some companies like Infosys or Cognizant or something, they strictly monitor 9.5 hours of swiping hours or something. And Infosys will definitely check the punctuality of the employee by by restricting them up to this hour, this many hours they need to sit in ODC. Some kind of rules and restrictions are there. So see, if you are not following now, so see, now you did not got the people did not got the job, and people are trying for the job. So now you are not following the punctuality or something. So then how you will get that in while going for job? So they will remove you. Seriously, they will deduct salary from your account after second warning or something. They will deduct, they that will go for escalation, and the third, fourth, they will remove you from the company. You can ask if you have some friends in Infosys or somewhere. Okay, so that is what. So see here also, see what is happening here. So I have, I feel like, okay, this is important concept. I need to wait for the people. Other, if I start also, they will lose the concept, or it may affect them. That's the reason I was waiting. There is no other reason for me to wait for some more time. Okay. So I hope you people agree with me for that. Are you guys agree for that? Yes, no? Yes, some people are there joining sharp. So yesterday, I think I joined some 3-4 minutes before actually. My system was on, and I was just switched on this Zoom, and I just joined. So that time also few people are there. I thought, wow, excellent. So that type of people will definitely will get the job as soon as they complete their dot net. Why? Because that's the punctuality is the most important thing. So see, if we are perfect in terms of everything, definitely uh, uh, that's what my policy. I always feel like that. See, if you are perfect in terms of everything, then nothing can affect you. Like, see, people are saying recession. People are saying what will happen to IT, this one, that one, or something. But and some people told me, like, so I worked in Accenture for more than 4 years. So people used to tell negative things about Accenture, and there was a lot of firing in Accenture. Accenture is a tag, hiring and firing. So that kind of things they used to tell. So So in my company, when we are going for lunch or when we have some chit chats and when we have having some this coffee tea or something, so that time people used to speak about this. Then I ask them whenever someone is saying, see, Accenture, I feel very comfortable company to work. That's what I always feel. That's what I told them. And after that, then when they spoke about this firing and all that, then I told them one thing. See, if you are working very hard, if you are giving your 100% in the project, if you're working really well, so who will remove you from your job? Are you people agree for that? So if you are working very well, if you are a good resource, if you are punctual, you are working very well, so you're doing all the work in time, on time, then people just to tell me, so will someone will remove you from the job? I will say no. Why they will remove you? So why? Because when you are working well, so who will remove you? If they are giving you 10 lakhs package and you are working for 20 lakhs, up to 20 lakhs package, then why they will remove you? Obviously, no, right? So, sir, what is the relation between joining this class at 6 o'clock and joining the class at 6:65 or something? So, my dear friends, so trust me, see everything people will, people will look in, they will zoom everything and they will look for everything. So otherwise, so see, if situation demands, we cannot do anything, trust me. So that's the reason we always needs to be, see, whatever we have in our hands, we should not skip that, and we should not we should try to follow all the things from our way. So that is what giving 100% from our end. Okay, so that's what I always feel. So I always try to put my 100% effort from my end. I always want to become perfect or perfection or something. So because in my career, early stage of my career, like 2 years or 1.5 year, 3 years of experience, that time I was not that much perfect or something. So see, for example, if my team lead or someone has given me some work, so then what happened? So so then I used to do some work, and after that, after half an hour or 1 hour or something, so I used to take someone help or something, and I used to do somehow, and I used to tell them this is done. Then they used to come to me and they used to test. So then what happened, Vishwa? This is not working. So this is failed in this scenario. Okay, then okay, sir, I will work. So again, I will take help from some other person and I will work on it. And finally, and I will tell them. So again, the same thing, because I did not test it properly. Again, the manager will come and he will tell, Vishwa, that is not working. So the third time, again, I will take some help. Then what will happen? The person who I am asking for the help, he will definitely shout on me. Why? Because Vishwa, if I am writing code for everything for you, then when you will learn? The first shout will come from there. With a serious face and all, definitely he will come and he will help me and he will go. Then what will happen? The manager will come again and he is to check again, and he will check this time, Vishwa. So if everything is done, all the scenarios got completed, then only call me. Otherwise, don't call me. Like this, in this tone, he will tell. He will go. So the fourth time, what will happen? I cannot ask him for help because he shouted on me, so I cannot do that. So then I need to struggle, and finally, anyway, I don't know anything because I am not punctual or I'm not perfect in anything. So definitely I need to take his help again. So somehow he will come. So after that again, so this time what will happen? So again, if something is missing again, my manager will definitely scold me like anything, like he will tell, sure, next time if it is not working, I will fire you from company. So this type of conversations happen at 0 years of experience, like 3 months, 2 months, 4 months experience. Then, so now what will happen? Like, see, so now if someone give me task, so I will first check all possible ways. Okay, so if everything is working, so I will test positive, negative, all the scenarios. If everything is working, then I will tell them like this is completed. So I will challenge them. If you found a bug, I will give you a chocolate. I will give you 100 rupees, or I will give you 1,000 rupees. So because I have confidence now. That's what. So So that's the thing. So because so the difference between a fresher and the experienced person when you are growing, so this is what, so confidence you will gain and perfection in terms of everything. So when you maintain all these things, then what will happen when when you follow 100% of coding standards and all, then what will happen? Definitely no bug will come in your code, nothing will come, so everything will work. So you'll get good awards, rewards, promotions, everything. So all will go automatically. You don't need to ask someone. You don't need to go to your manager. Sir, I'm eligible for promotion. Can you please give me? You don't need to ask them. Why? Because if you are working very well, then they will afraid of you. Because if someone will leave the company, maybe this project will it will affect the project or something. That's how they will think, and they will think like, okay, so we cannot leave him, and we need to give promotion on time to him, good hike to him. That's what they will think. And you don't work anything, and you are expecting a promotion, then what he will say, what he will tell. So the statement will be like, so when you are going for interview, and if you don't answer anything, so the interviewer will tell one beautiful word. What is that beautiful word, beautiful line? Can someone tell me? What is that beautiful line? You don't know. If people don't know, what is the interview will tell you? Correct. Our HR will get back to you. So that HR won't get back to you, and nothing will happen. Okay, so that I don't know, that maybe that HR is not having phone balance, or maybe they are not having this internet balance. Due to that, still after 9 years or 8 years or 7 years, also I'm still waiting for their calls and all. They never get back to me. Okay, so that's what, right? So that's the reason I'm just telling. So whatever we are doing, we should be perfect. So we love that one. We should love that. We should. So when you are learning .NET, so you should love .NET, and you should work on it. So that's how you will grow in life. Okay, fine. So today's motivation speech is completed. We'll go. Okay, so I will forget about this. Okay, so then what will happen? In order to overcome the drawbacks, then we are going for a concept called SQL data adapter. So why I'm telling all these things? So please join at 6 o'clock sharp from tomorrow. Please, it's my request. SQL data adapter. So if this is a class, we always needs to create object to class. Some DA equals to new SQL data adapter. Okay. So please ignore if some spelling mistakes. Okay, so what it will do? So previously, our SQL connection class used to take care of opening and closing. So this SQL data adapter class also will take care of opening and closing, but we don't need to open and close the connection. Okay, so this is how we'll overcome the first drawback. And now the second drawback. The second drawback is, so there we are directly communicating with the master database. That is what our original database. So that is a drawback. So in order to overcome that, we are going for a concept called dataset. So dataset is a temporary database. It will create, and after that, all the communication will happen with dataset. And see, for example, if we are trying to get some data from database, then we'll communicate with the dataset. Dataset will get the data from database, and it will provide the data to dataset. From dataset again, we'll take the data into our UI. That's what will happen. Okay, so this is what, and what else? So this is what. And what is the other third drawback? Yeah. So in our in our what is that? In our connection oriented architecture, so we'll get the data. We'll do forward only operations like insertion, update, delete kind of operation. But in our disconnection oriented architecture, we can read the data also. So that's what will happen. That is what we are going to see now. Okay, so this is the differences and drawbacks of connection oriented architecture, and this is how we'll overcome all those things. Just we'll go with the points one time. So declare namespace, this is common. Create connection, this is common. And after that, Oh, connection oriented architecture, this one. So create connection up to this command. So pass the query. So we have a class called, what is that? SQL data adapter class. So what theory I gave here, just read it out. It will directly open the connection to database and it will execute the query. Result will be stored in data set. And finally, SQL data adapter class will close the connection. So we don't need to open and close the connection. So we don't need to directly connect with the database because it is directly connecting with whom data set. Okay, so syntax. So previously we are passing command with SQL command. Here we are passing command with data adapter. So finally create the object to data set. This is what data set. And after that we need to relate our data set and whom SQL data. DA is coming from where? Here it is. SQL data adapter. Okay. This is what data this one disconnection attack. So we'll just see one program example for that. So we'll just check with our disconnection oriented architecture. Okay. So disconnection oriented architecture, we'll just go with a grid view concept. So we'll just see the output, how that will work. Okay. So ADO.NET. This one. Okay, I'm just creating one project. Okay, so I'm just removing this one. Okay, now I'm just going to design. Okay, so okay, people here. So in our toolbox, so if you see somewhere data grid view, just drag and drop this one. What happened? We got it. So we can do grid view operation two ways. First, we'll go with the code, and after that, I will explain the other thing. So just drag and drop this one. Now go to your aspx.cs. Okay. So now we'll just keep some code here, and after that, I will give the explanation. So whenever page load happens, I want to see the output. So for that reason, what I'm doing, just I will show you. Okay. What is the step one? Declare the namespace. So somewhere we have these two namespaces. Okay. So what is the step two? Step one, if someone wants to join the C sharp, so we started at 7:30 to 9. Only two classes happen. So if someone is interested, just join there. So declare namespace. Declare. What is the step two? Create connection. Okay. What is step three? So pass the query. Execute the query. That's it. This is what our test connection oriented architecture. Is this correct or anything I'm missing? Okay. So this is what. So this query I kept here like this, right? So we can have like string query equals to. So you can keep like this also. If you want, you can. So what is our database name? EMPLOY, right? So what is my table name? EMP. That's what I remember. Okay. So Control X. That's it. Okay. Copy, paste here, and keep paste the semicolon here. That's it. So, and after that SQL data adapter class C, we are passing the query, and after that we are building one data set, and we are passing DA dot fill with whom this data set. Whatever the data we are getting here in DA, we are just storing in temporary data set. And finally, what is happening? We are just passing that values to whom? This guy, grid view. That's what we are seeing. So why this is grid view 1? Let me show you. So right click on it and properties. So what is the ID here? Grid view 1. Due to that reason, I just kept grid view 1 dot data source equal to so ds. So now all the values shifted to whom? This ds. That's the reason ds dot tables of 0. So grid view I will show you, then you will understand. And finally, grid view 1 dot data bind. That means we are just binding the data and we are displaying the data. So how the grid view will look like and the output look like means you can see it. Okay, can someone tell me what is the error here? Correct. SQL server name is wrong. I'm just keeping dot, or I can keep my computer name also. But anyway, this is fine. Dot, I'm going with the dot. Good catch, guys. Very good. Excellent. Chandrasekhar, Vasim, Garima, and Ritika impressed. It's very good. So this is what grid view. So we'll display all the data on our, web page. Okay. So this is what a grid view. So see, you can add, edit, or some buttons related to that, and we can update the values for that. Everything we can do, but we'll see all those examples in our MVC. Okay. So this is what grid view. So got it now, Gopi? So tables of zero is nothing but it's a first table. That's it. That is the syntax. Okay. Sir, why we are writing code base load? Very good question, Santosh. Sir, can you explain about tables of zero? Okay. What happened if nothing will happen? What will happen? Nothing will happen. You can. So what happened? Nothing happened, right? But when SQL data adapter class is taking care, then why should we open and close the connection? Okay. That's the reason. Okay. Fine. So now someone, Santosh asked me, sir, why in page load? So now, Santosh, I will unmute you. So you will answer everyone, and that will be the answer for everyone also. Yes, Santosh, when you are able to unmute, just
Good
okay.
morning, sir.
Yeah, Santosh, good morning. So now, Santosh, now if I run my application, then what is happening here?
Sir, values in the database are coming into the grid, sir.
Correct. So when the values are coming, so am I clicking on any button here?
No, sir.
No. So then when it is coming, when we are loading the page, that time by default it is it is coming the it is showing the value.
Okay. Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Then where we need to write the code?
In page load, sir. Because we are refreshing the page.
Correct. So in page load. So what is page load means? So in ASP.NET, anyway, we have ASP.NET life cycle concept. That is our next concept, but I will explain. Just see page load. So you can you can mute yourself. Thank you. So page load. What is page load means? When after loading the page, immediately what is our expected output? That is what called as page load. So after loading our web page, immediately we are showing what grid view data on our web page. Okay, that's the reason we wrote here. Okay, got it. So this is the one. And yes, so sir, what is data source? So grid view one dot data source means this is what ID only, and here we are keeping DS of tables of zero. So from where we are getting here, so data set. So in the data set, we are just selecting the first table. That is the reason. If we have multiple tables or something, we can select which table we need to, we can take it up or something. So see, we can select 2, 3 or something, but anyway, currently we are working with first table. That's the reason I just took the first one. Okay, and finally we are binding the data. That's it. So any questions now? Are you guys clear now? So Hasni and someone also asked here. Ajay. Okay. Ajay, you are clear? That's it. So so I will tell one more way without writing even a single line of code, we can get the same output. I will explain how that is. Okay. You know, so I will explain that. So first we'll just note this example. So first drag, okay, in ASPX design, drag and drop grid view control. Okay, like this. Just know whatever I'm telling, just note down. So in ASPX space, drag and drop grid view control. Where is grid view available? So that is available under data folder. Here. Here it is grid view. Okay. Just you can mention that in brackets if you want. That is available under data folder. Okay. Now open aspx.cs file and write the following code. Okay, just note down this one, and please, once you people are done, let me know so that I will help you. I mean, I will go for next topic. Ajay, I think you are my C sharp 6 to 7 also, right? If I've attended. So if yes, so we have so anyway here we do not select anything like that. So grid view means grid view. So we need to display complete table information. So we cannot so we cannot row specific, we cannot display specific row or something. Then we don't go for grid view at all. We'll go with other concepts or something. Okay. And so for specific row display or something, in our C sharp disconnection oriented architecture, I have given one program that time, so you can refer that. But anyway, when you are working with grid view, you never go for one row or two rows or something. Okay, everyone done. If done, then I will explain that one. The second way I will explain. Yes, sir. Done. Then okay. So what I will do, simple. So see, this is so really interesting. Now people see, if you miss for 1 second also, you will miss this concept. That's the reason I'm just telling. So observe clearly. Okay, I'm deleting this code. Okay, now come back to grid view. Yeah. So if you click on grid view here, you can see one symbol called greater than. Okay. Now click on that greater than symbol. So now the second step will be choose data source. Now choose data source, new data source. Now, after that, SQL, what is our database? SQL or entity or link you object something XYZ. So obviously database is SQL. Now, new connection string. So what is the server name here? I'll just keep dot. Okay. So now click on enter the database here. What is the database? Employee. We got it right. So see, we are getting automatically. We are not doing. Now click on test connection. So succeeded. Now click on OK. Now you can see the connection string. Okay, click on next. So again, click on next. Yeah, anything is fine. See here now, if you want to select the specific employee number or columns or something, then we can select like this. Okay. So whatever you want, you can. So if we have multiple tables, we can select from multiple tables. Whatever the table you needed, you can. See, select E number and E number from where. Next, so test query. See, it displayed the data. Click on finish. Okay. Now just run the application. That's it. Now people tell me, did you found any difference between these two? Did you guys found any difference between the first output and second output? No, that's it. So this is the simplest way, but anyway. So I will just give the steps to you guys. Okay. Oh, so okay, just I always tell you people for go with the first one. So anyway, see, anything is fine. Why? Because why first way is means, so when we are writing code, then the errors count will be less. That's the reason. Okay, but anyway, so steps to work the second approach. Just note down second approach. I will just give the steps for that. Okay. Step 1, click on that greater than arrow. So that's what we are doing now, Bhaskar. Yeah. See, that's what I told you, Bhaskar. So when I'm explaining that one, so if you have questions or something, you need to ask me that point only so that I can I can go one step back and I can show. Okay. So okay, fine. So see, I'm just giving the notes, steps to that. So now you can understand. Okay. Now click on grid view greater than symbol. Step 2, choose data source as new data source. Step 2, choose data source as new data source. Step 3, choose database as SQL database. Choose database as SQL database. Step 4, click on OK. Okay. Step 5 or 6, I don't remember the number, but next step, click on new connection. Okay. The next step, click on new connection, right? The next step, enter the server name like dot or localhost. Okay. And also enter the database name and select from the drop down. Select database name from the drop down list. Okay. Next step will be click on OK. Okay. So if you select here, see, if you check the checkbox here, you can see the connection string details. See, whatever we are using in our code, same, it's coming like that. So what is this initial catalog means? Database only. Some people will call initial catalog, some people will call database. Okay. By checking the checkbox of connection string, by checking the connection string checkbox, we can verify connection string details. Okay. Next step will be click on next. One more next. Okay. So here in the next step, after 2 times next, in the next step, here we can choose the table. The next step will be here we can choose the table and columns of particular table. See, for example, if you want only a number, then we can select only number. E-name will not display. So here we can select table and columns of the table. Again, click on next. So before executing, the next step will be before executing the query, if we want to test the results, before executing the query, if we want to test the results, just click on text query. Click on text query. It will display the data. The last step will be click on finish. Last step will be click on finish and check the output. Now people tell me, so are you guys note down this one? Are you guys clear with this grid view both the ways? So Bhaskar, you are clear now? Okay. 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 So now task for you guys is no, we cannot. So if you want to choose the columns, then what will happen? Like, so you need to write like, that data set dot columns of 0 something like, but we never recommend to write 0 or 1 or something, because if someone came in middle and if someone deleted that column, then what will happen? This application will stop working, right? That's the reason we cannot prefer hard coding values in our coding. Okay, so fine. So anyone have any more questions? Okay. So I'm taking it as a no, and just practice this grid view related. Tomorrow we'll see one more beautiful program, and tomorrow we'll give the project details. So tomorrow people will start the project. Okay, fine. Thank you all for joining. We'll meet tomorrow.